Welcome to the Cenario Podcast, your guide to mental health and well-being. Each episode, we uncover practical tools, discuss expert insights, and explore how supplements can transform your mental health journey. Get ready to learn, grow, and thrive with us.
Have you ever woken up from a dream feeling like it held some deeper message, something really significant maybe, but just out of reach, that feeling that your subconscious was trying to tell you something important about your life maybe, but the meaning, it just slips away the moment you're awake? Well, if you have, you're definitely not alone, that feeling. It's often your subconscious really trying to communicate. Today on the deep dive, we're going headfirst into dream analysis, unlocking the unconscious mind. We're going to take you on a bit of a journey, looking at historical insights, modern perspectives too, all to help you understand that hidden language of your dreams.
Yeah, and it's fascinating because dream analysis isn't just, simple curiosity. It's actually a really powerful, quite intricate method for understanding those hidden layers of our psyche. By looking at the symbols, the emotions, the stories that pop up when we sleep, well, people can start to uncover unconscious motivations, maybe unresolved conflicts, even deep desires that just don't surface when we're awake. It goes way back, of course, to pioneers like Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung. And it's still evolving today as a tool in therapy and psychology. It offers some really profound insights into the mind and, well, how it shapes our reality.
Right. And our mission today really is to give you a kind of shortcut, a way to understand what your sleeping mind might be trying to tell you, offering insights that could genuinely transform how you see yourself and your life. We'll look at the foundations, modern science views, and even give you some practical techniques you can try out. So what's in it for you? Well, you're about to get a whole new lens, really, to view your own inner world, to maybe unlock messages you didn't even realize were there. Okay, so to really get a handle on dream analysis, we kind of have to go back to the beginning, don't we?
We do. The foundations were really laid by two huge figures, names everyone knows from the early 20th century and the start of psychoanalysis, Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung, both brilliant minds. But their approaches to dreams, while they had some common ground, they also differed quite significantly, which gives us two really complementary yet distinct ways of looking at it.
Let's start with Freud then. What was his core idea?
Well, Freud basically believed that dreams are a way for our unconscious mind to express hidden desires, especially those uncomfortable ones, maybe painful things we've pushed away, repressed during our waking hours. He argued that our mind disguises these desires in dreams, sort of so we aren't disturbed by them directly. And that's why dreams often feel so strange or symbolic.
That's interesting, the idea of a coded message. But if the unconscious wants to communicate, why did Freud think it made the message so hard to figure out? Why disguise it?
That's a crucial point. Freud thought the unconscious uses something he called the dream work. Its job is to transform the disturbing latent content, that's the true hidden meaning, into the acceptable manifest content, which is what you actually remember dreaming.
Okay, the dream work. So how does that work?
It involves several mechanisms. There's something called displacement, where, say, strong emotions get shifted from a threatening person or object onto something less threatening in the dream. Then there's condensation, where lots of ideas or feelings get packed into a single dream image. Makes it very dense. Also symbolization, using objects or actions to stand in for something else entirely. And even projection, where you might attribute your own feelings onto someone else in the dream.
Wow. Okay, so the brain is actively camouflaging difficult truths to protect us, essentially.
Exactly. The profound insight here is that your brain is working to protect you. So if your dreams feel completely nonsensical or fragmented, that's often a really potent signal. It suggests your mind is grappling with something significant. It's offering this coded window into your deepest anxieties, unresolved feelings, often things rooted in early life experiences. Freud really saw dreams as the royal road to the unconscious.
So for Freud, it's all about what we're hiding, repressing, and the mind protecting itself. But then Carl Jung, who started as Freud's student, he came along and sort of shook things up, right? Offered a pretty different perspective.
He certainly did. Jung agreed, dreams come from the unconscious, absolutely. But he felt Freud's focus was maybe a bit too narrow, too fixated on hidden desires and personal problems, especially sexual ones. Jung saw dreams differently. He thought they were a way for your mind to communicate, yes, but not to hide things, rather to reveal them. He believed dreams help us grow. They show us parts of ourselves we're not yet aware of, guiding us towards integration, towards wholeness.
That sounds, well, a lot more empowering, actually. How did Jung see dreams as a path to self-discovery rather than just a hiding place?
A key difference in Jung's work is his idea of archetypes. These are universal, ancient patterns and images. They come from what he called the collective unconscious.
It's collective unconscious.
Yeah, think of it as a deeper layer of the mind that all humans share. It's like an inherited psychological blueprint. Figures like the hero, the shadow, which represents your hidden, often darker side, or the wise old man or woman. These pop up in myths, stories, cultures all over the world. And they show up in your dreams, too. Central to this was the concept of the self, representing your complete psychological identity, conscious and unconscious, striving for that wholeness.
So seeing these archetypes in your dream connects you to something bigger.
Precisely. The powerful insight for you here is that your personal dream story connects to these universal human experiences. Recognizing an archetype isn't just academic. It's like getting guidance from ancient wisdom. It links your personal journey to this, well, collective wellspring of meaning. It helps you move toward what Jung called individuation, becoming the most complete, authentic version of yourself.
That's a huge difference. So, putting it simply, Freud thought dreams hide unconscious desires, often personal stuff, repressed things, maybe rooted in trauma. And the symbols were often disguises, sometimes sexual. The point was protection.
Correct. And Jung believed dreams reveal truths about the self. They draw from both your personal unconscious and that collective, shared unconscious. For him, the symbols were often universal, meaningful, maybe spiritual or mythological. And the purpose, to guide the dreamer toward growth, self-awareness, focusing on lifelong development.
It's really clear how much our understanding has evolved since those early days. Now, with neuroscience, cognitive psychology, modern theories seem to offer a more rounded picture, right? Acknowledging dreams can be symbolic and biological.
Exactly. Modern science brings another layer to it.
So how do modern scientists tend to view dreaming now?
Well, from a scientific or cognitive viewpoint, dreams are often seen primarily as part of the brain's natural processes during REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep. This is a really active stage of sleep where important mental housekeeping happens. Things like organizing memories, regulating emotions, maybe even working through problems.
So sometimes dreaming you're being chased isn't necessarily some deep repressed fear, but maybe just your brain sorting through the day's anxieties, like literally processing stress.
It could be, yeah. But the modern views are actually much richer than just sorting. Some scientists propose dreams are crucial for memory consolidation, helping your brain sort, store, and integrate new information from the day, making connections. Others see them as vital for emotional regulation, like a safe space where your mind can process difficult feelings, maybe detoxify them a bit, helping you wake up feeling more balanced, more resilient.
Like a nightly therapy session run by your own brain?
Kind of. Processing the day's emotional leftovers, you could say.
That's incredible. So practice, processing, emotional repair. Science sees dreams as really active and purposeful. And then there's that other fascinating one, the threat simulation theory, from Antti Revonsuo.
Yes, that's another really interesting perspective. Revonsuo, a Finnish neuroscientist, proposed that dreams might have evolved as a kind of survival mechanism. The idea is they let the brain practice responding to threats being chased, fighting, falling, but in a safe imaginary setting.
Like a mental dress rehearsal for waking life.
Exactly, a mental dress rehearsal. So dreaming of being chased could be your brain preparing you for real-life danger or conflict, even if that danger is just, say, a stressful meeting at work tomorrow. This theory supports the idea that even if a dream isn't purely symbolic in the Freudian or Jungian sense, it still serves a vital purpose, helping you stay emotionally and mentally prepared. What this all tells us, really, is that your dreaming brain is incredibly active. It's a problem solver, constantly working behind the scenes to help you navigate your waking world.
Okay, so we've explored the fascinating why behind dreams, the different theories. The natural next question for you, listening, is probably how? How can we actually start applying these insights? What are the practical steps we can take to really engage with our own dreams?
Right. The foundational technique, and probably the most accessible one, is dream journaling. It sounds simple, but it's powerful. Dreams are so fleeting, aren't they? Our memory of them can just vanish within minutes of waking up.
Oh, absolutely gone.
So the goal here is just to document your dreams immediately, right when you wake up. Capture the imagery, the structure, the emotional tone, while it's still fresh.
How do you do that practically? Just pen and paper?
Yep, keep a notebook and pen, or even a digital recorder or phone app right by your bed. As soon as you wake up, before you even get up, ideally write down everything you remember. Doesn't matter how fragmented or weird it seems. Get down the setting, any people, what you were doing, colors, objects, any dialogue, and especially how you felt during the dream. Don't worry about grammar or making perfect sense. Just capture the raw stuff.
And the key insight there is?
The core insight is that the very act of writing it down trains your dream recall. Over time, you'll likely remember more. It's like telling your unconscious mind, hey, I'm listening, making it more willing to share its nighttime stories.
Okay, so get it all down before it disappears. And then over time, looking back at these journal entries, what should we be looking for?
You start looking for patterns, recurring symbols or images, repeating emotions, always feeling anxious or joyful, consistent themes like conflict or flying or transformation, and critically, look for personal relevance. Try to link dream elements back to your waking life, your feelings, your memories, what's going on for you right now. Analyzing these patterns helps identify those deeper unconscious processes at work.
That makes a lot of sense. Recording is step one. What else can we do to dig deeper into what we've recorded?
Well, the second technique, which comes from Freud, is free association. This involves taking a specific part of the dream, an image, a feeling, a person, and just verbalizing or writing down all the thoughts that spontaneously come to mind related to it. The purpose is to try and bypass your conscious filter, that internal editor, and allow hidden or repressed thoughts and feelings connected to that dream element to surface. It's really effective for uncovering the personal meaning behind symbols.
So just let your mind wander from that starting point.
Exactly. Just speak or write whatever pops into your head, no matter how illogical or irrelevant it seems initially. Often the most meaningful connections actually emerge from those first unfiltered thoughts. Don't censor yourself. The real insight from free association is discovering these often unexpected, maybe quite emotional connections that link a seemingly random dream element directly back to your personal history, your current challenges, bypassing your conscious defenses.
Could you give us a quick example of how that might work?
For sure. Let's say a key dream element was a broken watch. Okay, so you focus on broken watch. Free association might lead you from time to stress about time, then maybe work deadline, then fear of failure, maybe that connects to my father's expectations, and suddenly you land on a specific childhood memory. You see how that sequence could potentially reveal an underlying anxiety about productivity or self-worth that's actually rooted in much earlier experiences.
Yeah, I can see that. It seems like a process best done when relaxed, maybe even with guidance.
Definitely best when relaxed. And yes, a therapist trained in dream work can be invaluable in guiding this process, helping you see connections you might miss on your own.
Okay, that sounds powerful for personal connections. What about the symbols themselves? Dreams are just packed with them.
Absolutely. And that brings us to symbol interpretation. Dreams often communicate using symbols to represent feelings, experiences, internal conflicts. Now, we have what you might call universal symbols, things often drawn from Jung's archetypes, like water, often symbolizing emotions, or the unconscious, or being chased, reflecting avoidance or anxiety. These appear across cultures, but then there are personal symbols. These are unique to you, rooted in your individual life experiences.
Like the dog example.
Exactly. A dog might universally symbolize loyalty or companionship. But if you had a really frightening encounter with a dog as a child, then a dog appearing in your dream could represent fear, threat, or past trauma. It's your personal dream language. The crucial insight here is that while universal symbols, maybe from dictionaries, can give you a starting point, the most potent and accurate meanings are almost always found by exploring your unique personal history and current life context in relation to that symbol.
So it's really not about just looking up dog in a generic dream dictionary and taking that as the answer.
Precisely. Dream dictionaries can offer general ideas, maybe spark a thought, but you have to use them very cautiously. The key question is always, what does this symbol mean to me personally?
Yeah.
Consider the context within the dream, what was happening, and reflect on your current life, your emotions, your challenges, what might relate. Your personal history is paramount.
Okay, that's clear. And finally, emotions. You mentioned them earlier. They feel so central to the dream experience, sometimes even more vivid than waking emotions.
Yes, emotional tracking is incredibly important. While symbols and stories matter, the emotions are often the most direct line to the dream's significance. The feeling tone of the dream frequently reflects your current psychological state or unresolved emotional issues. Sometimes, dream emotions are way more intense than what you allow yourself to feel during the day. That's a big clue.
So track the feelings just like the symbols.
Exactly. After you write down the dream narrative, make a list of the emotions you felt during the dream and also how you felt immediately upon waking. Were you panicked, joyful, guilty, relieved? Did an anxious feeling linger? Then ask yourself, Where else in my life am I feeling this way? Explore if that specific emotion connects to a particular person, a current situation, or an internal conflict you're facing.
Can you give an example there too?
Sure. If you dream you're completely lost in a thick, foggy forest and feel absolutely terrified, tracking that terror might lead you to realize you're feeling similarly overwhelmed and directionless about a major decision in your career or relationship right now. The dream becomes a metaphor. Emotional tracking often leads to the most immediate and meaningful insights because feelings are such a direct conduit to our deepest selves.
So as we kind of wrap up our deep dive today, it's really clear how far we've come in understanding dreams, from, Freud's intricate codes and Jung's universal archetypes, all the way to what modern science tells us about the brain's incredible activity during sleep. We've talked about that hidden language and some ways to start unlocking it, hopefully giving you a shortcut to some personal discovery.
And connecting this to the bigger picture, whether you view dreams as purely symbolic messages or as part of the brain's necessary cognitive housekeeping during REM sleep, most psychologists today agree that actually engaging with your dreams has significant value. It really can increase self-awareness. Dreams often surface emotions or conflicts we tend to avoid during the day. Exploring them can genuinely lead to personal growth, sometimes healing, and definitely insight. That's why dream work is still such an important part of therapy for many. Helping clients develop that greater self-awareness, maybe identify repeating emotional patterns, process trauma or stress, make sense of big life transitions. The value is in the active engagement with your own inner world.
So here's a final thought to maybe leave you with. What if? What if the most profound insights into your current life challenges, maybe even your future potential, are waiting for you? Not in a book, not in a conversation, but right there in the vivid, compelling stories your own mind creates while you sleep. Your dreams are speaking. And as we've explored today, really listening, actively engaging can truly unlock a deeper understanding of your inner self. It can guide you towards a more integrated, more aware life. We really encourage you to start your own journey with them.
Thanks for tuning in to the Cenario podcast. Don't forget to visit Cenario.com for more expert tips, articles, and supplements designed to support your mental health. If you enjoyed this episode, remember to subscribe and share it with a friend. Until next time, take care of yourself.